Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. I'm hearing you have every reason to trust yourself because you vibrate on the frequency of divine wisdom and intuition. Your intuition is strong and it's aligned. There's no need to doubt yourself. Also, 2 songs were coming through all day long, and I don't know what it is with the Animals, that band. A song by them came through the other day in a reading, House of the Rising Sun. Today, it's I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. There is somebody who is desperately hopeful that you will see them in a certain light because they know that they effed up. And they know that they effed up over and over and over again. In that song, he's talking to his lover, or somebody, sounds like a lover, right? And it feels like he's on the verge of making excuses for hurting whoever it is that he's with. Maybe hurting their heart, making a poor decision, okay? I'm not going to judge because I like the song, but just looking at it from a spiritual perspective, since it did come through for your reading, that's what I'm gathering, is that it feels like this is a person who knows they messed up, and they're just hoping that you will see them in a positive light, but they understand why you might not, okay? If this is your reading, this feels like a person that you have done a lot of healing after parting ways with them. You might be very conscious, very aware of how you move with them if you still have to be in their presence. Maybe it's someone that you share a child with, or someone that you still have property with, or something like that. But it feels like someone that you have been focusing on loving yourself after parting ways with them. And the other song that came through was Tupac and Digital Underground, I think it is. I get around, round and round, round we go. Round and round, round we go. Okay, so that song is about a guy who he's bragging about the fact that another man's girlfriend wants him. And he's praising himself for that. So also with the fact that the song is talking about going around and round and round, it feels like karmic cycles repeating over and over again. So this message feels like a warning and just a gentle reminder from Spirit, really, that the work that you have done and the work that you're doing is so perfect. That's the word I'm getting. The work that you're doing is perfect. Even if you don't see it that way, because you're treasuring yourself. You're honoring your energy. 4:44 on the timer. Your whole journey is blessed. And it feels like there is some somebody might try to deliver a message or deliver some energy to you That's what I kept getting, was that somebody might be trying to send you energy telepathically. If they don't have the courage to come to you through a message, a direct actual message where they're revealing who they are, they might be trying to connect with you telepathically. And Divine is saying, it's not worth your time. This is just confirmation that if this is your reading, this person has not changed. But they're putting so much energy into hoping and praying that you see them in a positive light. So with you being energetically sensitive and aware, you might pick up on this. But Divine says to continue on your path. Also, I just said they're hoping and praying. This person might pretend to be on a very religious path now, or a deeply spiritual path even, but what I'm getting is it's like religious. They might say they're going to mass, they're going to church, they've changed their life. I get that also because in that song by the Animals, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood, he says, oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. So that puts in a religious aspect. So this person really might be trying to present themselves as a saint now, okay? But Tupac told on them because they still trying to get around, okay? And they want to remain in these karmic cycles, but they want to have you go through them with them, okay? So they just want to reel you back in. They want to reel you back in, but it feels like it's a no, okay? All right, let's go ahead and see what's coming through in the cards. I might pull some dice. I was feeling the dice too. Thank you, Spirit. What is coming through for this beautiful being? Oh yeah, see, right out the bat, we've got deceit. This person wants to be joined with you. They want to go from me to we. This is something they fantasize about, and they're completely willing to use deceitful tactics in order to try to get to that plural state of being with you. So, okay, to get to a plural state, so they might be single right now. That could also be something that this person is not used to, because I get around. It feels like they've constantly been paired with someone. They've always been in some sort of toxic situationship. But I feel like that's a big part of the problem, is that when they were with you, or when they had your attention or your affection or your kindness, whatever positive energy it was that at one time you were willing to give, they didn't appreciate it, because this is their true vibe. They are deceitful. Sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. You can work with angles. Okay, sacred geometry might be something that you're interested in, or something that you're being guided to research. But Archangel Metatron, if you've never worked with him, he's coming to you now. But this is also the energy of your third eye. And with that coming out right after deceit, it feels like this person who wants to get into your zone is trying to come to you energetically. That's really what I'm picking up on. Through your dreams. Yeah, they're trying to find a way in, because you have not allowed this person into your world in any way, is what I'm getting. You shut all the doors, you shut all the windows, and now they're looking for other possibilities, other ways to get into your space. That's how desperate they are. This person doesn't realize how unattractive desperation is. It is a frequency. And with you being on the healing journey that you're on the journey of success and abundance of all kinds, financial abundance, spiritual abundance, emotional abundance, where you're experiencing the benefit of being an emotionally intelligent being. With all of this, there's no reason why you would ever want a person who vibrates on the frequency of desperation walking with you or in your zone in any way. This person is extremely frustrated because they've realized that they've X'd off all their possibilities. 1111, all the portals are closed for them to make a way into your life. And so they're trying to figure out. I'm hearing desperately and hastily. So this person is in a rush to get back into your world. They're trying to take action towards the star. This is card 17. They're trying to come rushing in. There's another energy they're linked to, though. It came through that this person is single, so I'm getting that this person is in the physical realm, they're single, but they're energetically tied to others. I get around, round and round, okay? This person has so many ties. And this card is one that we can see, but that signals back to the song that came through. They get around, and so they're not coming in alone. Also, this could point to a demonic attachment that this person has on them. So this person is energetically ill. They're not trying to come in alone. Physically, they're single, which is one reason why they're bugging out so much. They hate being single. They want someone to depend on. I'm seeing all this green in this card. They want access to someone's abundance, someone's financial support, because they are in a state of poverty. I'm hearing they're in a state of poverty because they tried to siphon your abundance. So this is their karma. 1313 on the timer. It's time for all of this to be done. And it is. That's why 1313 is coming through. The problem is that this person does not realize that it's done. But Spirit does. That's really all that matters. Is that you realize that there's nothing else with this person. And Spirit realizes that this cycle is closed between you. So Divine, what is the significance of this message coming through for this beautiful being? Why do they need to be reassured of this? Yeah, just in case there's any indecision. Just in case there's any indecision. And I'm getting that that could be because perhaps you had involvement with this person over a long period of time, with 8 being there. 8 always brings me to the infinity symbol. And so I see that there have been lots of karmic cycles with this person. This has played out, this energy has played out over a long period of time. But also what Divine is saying here is that indecision could create a timeline where there is a lot of time being wasted, which would be like a detour from your path to abundance. And that's not going to happen, Okay? You are not taking any detours on your path to abundance because you don't have to. That's why Spirit brings through these messages of clarity and confirmation and support, so that you continue to stay focused on what truly matters. Yeah, the world. The cycle is closed. Also, I get that this person is being very cunning. Like, they're willing to put in the time and effort, because when you're dealing with a person who has positive intentions to create, to build, to grow, to learn, they're not going to be bothered with cycles that are closed. They're not going to waste time on that. But this person has all the time in the world, because 1555, all that they do is focus on conflict. That's it. How can they create conflict for other people? How can they use conflict to their advantage? But they're stuck in tower mode. We just had 1616 on the timer. They cannot get past these towers that they keep manifesting in their life. Okay? Let's pull a couple dice. What's coming through? I'm going to be quiet with the dice because I think last video it was a little bit loud. I apologize if that was loud in anybody's ear. But let's see what the dice are saying regarding this situation. Yeah, you're transforming in a very big way, in a powerful way. Okay? And I just saw this one. Somebody's trying to put a stop to that. But you're transforming anyway. We have the butterfly. They can't stop this. You have... I mean, I see this again as your transformation, but you could have energetic ties to ancient Egypt. Okay, you might work with certain energies. Goddess Kali was coming through just a little while before I started prepping for the reading. I heard a song by Kali Uchis. Si no es contigo, amor, yo no quiero a nadie más. And so I kept hearing Kali, 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 Kali. So Kali's energy is fierce. She is divine and she is a warrior. And a lot of people don't see the feminine energy as, or divine feminine energy as fierce and such fierce in their warrior ways like she is. But I'm grateful that we have her energy. So yeah, your soul is ancient, and that's one reason why other energies are so attracted to you. Even low vibrating energies and entities like this one that's trying to come back into your world, because they know your value and they want in on your energy. Your soul is ancient, for sure. And you have a very deep divine purpose here on earth. And that's this entity that's trying to come through and create repeating karmic cycles when the cycle is closed. That's their goal, is to stop you from maintaining the abundance that you've already manifested, and they want to keep you from manifesting more. And when I speak to abundance, I'm talking about abundance of all sorts. Financial, spiritual, okay? There is somebody who wants to send you a message. They're contemplating how to do this. I'm hearing they're a fraud. So they might not come through with their true identity. I'm getting that they don't have the courage to do that. Yeah, and I'm seeing the moon here. There's something here that's hidden in this message, this communication that they want to send. They may try to use a false identity because they just want to get close to you. That's it. They feel like at this point that would be enough. Just to get their foot, just to get their little baby toe in the door. They would be satisfied with that at this point because they realize that you want nothing to do with them. They want you to bite the apple. They want you to no longer walk the straight and narrow path. They're hoping to tempt you in some way, but it doesn't feel like there's anything that this person has that you want. Divine, is there anything that we need to know regarding any sort of temptation or ploy that's coming through with this person? Yeah, they just really want to get you with indecision because that came through with this card. You could see this 2111 on the timer. Yup. See, they're hoping that with a connection 2, they keep you stuck at 111. 2121 on the timer. So with this indecision card and then also with the 2 of Swords, they really do look kind of similar because the 2 of Swords represents indecision. They want to keep you stuck. See, with this King of Wands, the person that's trying to get back in touch with you or trying to, I'm hearing, magnetize their energy with yours. They're hoping to draw you in like a magnet. I'm getting that there's a lot of delusion here though. They're tired. They're done. 2222. They have been seeking balance for so long, and every attempt to regain their stability, their balance, it's been a fail. Fail after fail, failure. All failure. That's it. And whether they realize it or not, one of the main issues is that their energy that they're trying to get things done in is this very low vibe, controlling energy. And beings like you resonate with freedom. Kali came through. Kali is all about freedom and truth. That's not this. Okay? So with this Page of Wands, that feels like communication, some sort of message. It's gonna fall on deaf ears. You are not going to hear what they have to say. You're not going to entertain it. What message do the crows have for this beautiful being? What's coming through? Yeah, so there's a huge amount of fear and grief here. And that's why this energy wants so badly to attach to you. Let's see what Divine wants you to move towards, okay? Because this energy is just so over. It's like, it's done. It's done. What does this beautiful being need to focus on? Okay, so you're focusing on your freedom. there were hidden ways in which someone wanted to control you, and that's what came through with this King of Wands. But you're focused on being free. It's like you've been able to spot ways in which someone was trying to control you, trying to hinder you from your progress, trying to keep you on a leash. And so now, instead of doing what others want you to do, instead of allowing yourself to be guided by someone else's negative energy, you're firmly planted in your own divine energy. You're rooted in abundance. This is your reality. You are building a legacy that will continue to flourish for years and generations to come. Your path is divine. And there's nobody who can come in and alter your reality. There's no one who can come in and distract you. There's no one who can come in and siphon your energy or your abundance, because you're sovereign. This is taking you to a state of enjoyment, of pleasure. There are energies around you that want you to feel what they feel, which is fear and grief. That's why they just want to hang on. I'm getting that artistically they want to bind you, like keep your hands bound so that you can't create something. Like that's the visual that I'm seeing. They want to slow down your progress. Because they feel like if they can't come along, it's too painful for them to sit back and watch you succeed without them tagging along. It's kind of like that whole thing of, well, if I can't have you, no one can. Because there are people out there that you connect with and that your energy blesses in such a divine way. And they're like, if I don't get your energy all to myself, you don't get to share your vibe with anyone. That's really what this person and potentially others are feeling, because with this grief card, I'm seeing the other crows there and I'm like, might not just be this one person. They might have a little posse. And that came through with the energetic attachment. I don't get that this person is romantically paired with anyone, but it really doesn't matter if they are or not, because energetically they're filthy. And they have multiple attachments to other beings. So even if they were in a place where, you know, I'm just a soul whose intentions are good, don't let me be misunderstood. Oh Lord, don't let me be misunderstood. Even if they were in a place where they were truly on a path of healing, it would take so long for this being to do the healing work that they need to do just to purify their emotional realm. They have so many attachments. There are so many different, I'm seeing like animals that have dug their claws into this person's spirit, body, mind, and soul. And they've just come along for the ride. There are other low vibe beings that have attached themselves to them. Some of them are demonic, but all of them play out like that. Even people that they're still attached to. These are other people who in this 3D, their energy plays out like demons, like demonic energy. So why in the hell would you ever want to involve yourself with something like that? But because they can't get any relief, they want to come to you and have you nurture their energy. And there's just no way. Yeah, it's over. It's certainly over. Let's pull a couple of these cards. See what's coming through. Divine, is there anything additional that we need to know about this situation? Any other guidance that's coming through? You are divinely protected. And it's game over. This is someone who constantly played games with your energy. Tried to. They tried to deceive you. That's their way. That's what they do. That's how they roll. And they tried to ruin opportunities for you. Also, this card in this deck, it means celebration, social events that are positive and bring happiness and joy. But I'm seeing here where she is alone. And this person wants you alone if you're not with them. That is not love. That is not an emotionally intelligent view of how to proceed with a relationship or any sort of connection. And so where they are, it really does prove that there's no, like, it is game over. We've got game over and the death card, the world card, like, done, done, done. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's over. You are divinely protected. I'm seeing your ancestors here. They're like, no pass. No one who's not supposed to be in your life is going to be able to enter. Unless you would completely go off the rails and say, okay, F it, I'm gonna just do it. You know, like, and I know that you wouldn't do that because you're wise and you're divinely guided. You're aligned with wisdom and intuition. I think that was one of the first messages that came through. You're divinely aligned with wisdom and intuition. Okay? Anything else, Divine? Yeah, this is your vibe. Peace, harmony, and calm. That's where you vibrate. That's your norm now. And somehow, whether it's through stalking or looking at your social media or some kind of way, this person might be trying to remote view you, but what's coming through is that Divine has said absolutely not. So they're trying to project energy towards you, but they are extremely limited in what they can access regarding you. If this person is trying to get readings on you, they're not getting accurate information. If they're trying to remote view you, it's almost like they're seeing a hologram. They're not seeing you. Okay? Because your soul is not meeting them on the astral. So whoever they're seeing, it looks like you, that is a hologram. It ain't you. Okay? Because there's no aspect of your true self that is going to have anything to do with this being. Because your spirits, your protective spirits, and your divine team that looks out for you, your spirit allies, have said absolutely not. Okay? What I'm getting is that whatever this person is seeing or they think they're seeing regarding you, or what information they think they're getting about you, it's a delusion. You know, that is very, very likely that this person is seeing delusions at this point. Especially if there's some substance abuse. Okay? Yeah, see, they're dirt digging, invasive, nosy. They're trying so desperately to figure out what you've got going on. And they're so angry that they've been exposed. And it could be that there's something that you've put out there that's exposed them. But really, this is just a season of exposure. This is just a season of exposure for this person. All their dirty deeds are coming out. Yeah. They want to see what you've got going on because they're so nosy regarding your spiritual gifts. Also, whatever gifts this person has, they're not able to access them anymore. So that's one reason why they've become even more obsessive over yours. Okay. So this person has tried to, oh yeah, see, change, adjustment, and corruption, bribe, coercion. So they've tried to change their identity, their vibe, so that they transform into someone that they hope you'll believe has changed. That came through with the song, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. It's not that you're misunderstanding a thing. They know that though. They know that you're very intuitive, extremely. They know that you're tapped in and tuned in. And that's why they're working so hard. What I'm getting here with this corruption and bribe coercion is that they have tried to, or at least somehow put pressure on someone. I'm getting that they really don't have the funds anymore to try to convince someone else or bribe someone else, but they've put pressure on someone somehow. You know, blackmail doesn't necessarily require money. If you have somebody, you've got some dirt on somebody, some information about them that they do not want to come out, you can get that person to do your bidding. And I'm getting that that's exactly what this person has done. Because with dirt digging, they're rummaging through all their past connections, trying to see how they can use people from their past to get to you somehow. To keep an eye on you. To call you from a number or to follow you. They just want to be in your zone. And they want you to believe that they've changed. But they have not. See, we've got angel, spirit guide, and illusionist. So this person wants to come across as an angel, but it's an illusion. They may be trying to approach you as a lover or through a lover. Oh, we've seen this before in the readings. So they might be trying to get someone to come to you just so that they can gain access to your energy. So before you connect with anyone new, just tune in and ensure that it's a healthy connection and take it slow. Take it slow. Don't rush anything. Also, allow yourself to, if you are forming a new relationship with someone, make sure that before you confide in them or before you give them any significant amount of energy, or as you go, you are taking stock of the amount of trust that that person is truly earning. People who want to work to gain access to people for nefarious reasons, they'll try so hard to make a person comfortable. They might use alcohol to try to relax somebody and take them out of their very conscious awareness, okay? So that they can fool them or get information out of them or even take advantage of them physically. So please keep in mind all of these tactics that people use to gain access to a person. I'm getting, especially for those of you who are dating, if you're getting to know people, it could also be just somebody that you meet through a group, a social group, or someone that you meet out and about. With this lover here, it's like they want someone to woo you, but just make sure that you know who you're connecting with and give things time so that you're not falling under any sort of illusion, because you are deeply intuitive. But people who work with these nefarious energies, they'll use chemicals, they'll use whatever they feel that they need to in order to try to make a person succumb to them, to gain access to your energy, okay? Yeah, because somebody's working in cahoots. Protect your energy. There could be somebody here who's LGBTQIA. This is besides Sigma. So there could be somebody here who is fearless about their sexuality. Very self-aware and very proud of who they are. That could be something that this person who's working in cahoots behind the scenes is jealous of. Whoever you are, no matter what your orientation is or whatever, you are a Sigma, okay? You don't need the approval of others. You live a beautiful life without that and without receiving validation from other people. But somehow the LGBTQIA community is relevant here. So even if you're not a member of that community, it's possible that whoever this is that wants to work in cahoots behind the scenes, they are down low. Okay, they are not self-aware and proud of who they are. And so you make them, they feel small compared to you. And you don't compare yourself to them, but they compare themselves to you. So they feel small. That's their problem. Anything else, Spirit? Now, this is a message that if you have something beautiful going on in love, do not allow anyone to interfere. Not energetically, not physically, okay? But I'm getting especially energetically here, because there could be someone here who's trying to manipulate your view of someone in your life that is very positive, okay? And this doesn't just have to be romantic, right? Because these people are about to kiss, but this could be a negative energy that's trying to come in between someone who has a platonic relationship or maybe a spiritual connection with someone. Whatever it is in your life that you have that is positive, keep that close to your heart and protect it. And don't allow illusions, because that illusionist card came through. Don't allow anyone to interfere or interrupt what you've got going because of some petty illusion that they're sending, okay? All right, I want to close with this Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians deck. They were guiding me to do that. And the question I'm asking is, what energy is coming through to support you at this time? Or it could also be, what energy are you embodying at this time, okay? I've hardly used this deck, so I'm excited to use it. Divine, what message is coming through for this beautiful being? Either what energy are they embodying at this time, or what divine energy is coming through to support them on their path at this time. Bridget, you are a healer. This is confirmation if you've been doubting yourself or your abilities or just anything about your spiritual nature. That's one reason why things have seemed so difficult, so trying sometimes, is because you have been in a process of initiation. Okay? You're here to do very important work as a healer. Okay, so let's see what Bridget is bringing through for you. Thank you, Divine. Trust the healing energy of the goddess. Cross the threshold. Bridget, pronounced Bridge in Irish, or Bridget in English. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go with Bridget. Is the Irish goddess of fire, water, healing, and medicine, poetry, and smithcraft. Her name means fiery arrow. Legend says that when she was born, a flame reached from her head to the heavens. Her feast day, Imbolc, on 1st of February, heralds the beginning of spring. Her symbols are thresholds, the hearth, sparks and flames, holy wells, snowdrops, and the bride's cross made of reeds. The Celtic goddess of the flame and the well has arrived to take you across the threshold. This is a re-initiation. Remember I talked about initiation because you're a healer? Into your ancient healing powers from Mother Earth. And ancient vibes came through before with that pyramid. Okay, so this is just confirmation. Bridget boldly declares, you are a healer. You carry tools, remedies, and skills earned during previous incarnations. The healing energy of the goddess is embedded in your cells. If you need healing yourself, let Bridget's bright blessings light the way. Strengthen your belief in your own power to heal. Or are you being called to facilitate healing for others? Remember, a healer's job isn't to rescue people from their problems, which is exactly what this energy wants. They want to be rescued, which would only deplete you of your energy. And ain't nobody about to do that, okay? It's a humble role that helps someone call in their own highest vision of health and well-being. It's always the person who's receiving the healing who chooses how, when, and to what extent they're ready to heal. The powerful ancient healer inside you may be scared of coming forwards. You may be fearful of ridicule, criticism, or even punishment. Long ago, the deep knowledge you carry was stolen, discredited, and used against you. But it's safe now to light up the world with your healing gifts. You're here to facilitate deep healing for other beings and for Mother Earth and for yourself. Because as healers, when we heal ourselves, that's when we do the most good for others as well, because we're just sharing that energy. And that's when it's really genuine. When we are on that path of healing our own wounds, that's when we truly receive that awareness that's needed to share genuine awareness, consciousness with others. Okay? An important spiritual gateway is opening, so cross the threshold with positive expectations. Okay, this is the invocation. Healing energies flow through me from the goddess. It's safe to heal. Ashe. Thank you, Bridget. And thank you, beautiful being. I am so grateful that you tuned in to this reading. I hope that it brought you some encouragement, some clarity, some insight, and good vibes. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.